Today, we're looking at an AI application that can control your entire computer, and it can control every single application on your computer. So I put in a prompt that says, hey, can you open up Gmail inside my Chrome browser? And I said, send an email to, and I put in my own email address. I gave it a subject as to what I want the subject to be about, what I want the email to be about. And then I told it, hey, can you make the body of the email this? And you can see here, it has the ability to open the Chrome browser, add the subject title, and then add the body, and then send the email out. This email just happens to be a subscribe reminder, so I'm going to remind you to subscribe. I cover AI on a daily basis, so you don't have to miss out for applications like this that are completely free. Yes, this one is free. Get 1,000 credits per day. Each credit is one task or one operation. And you can see how it works. This one is done, and it has just sent the email. We can actually hit view message. I'm just going to overwrite it for a second. And you can see, I hope this email finds you well, blah, 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 blah. And that was based off the prompt I gave it up here. And you can see what my prompt is. So just a reminder to tell people to subscribe. If we come back down, we can see all the checkboxes that it has completed. And then also there's this nice little video that it records showing you exactly everything it did step by step. I know what you're thinking, either that's really cool or, hey, a lot of AI browsers already do this kind of thing. They can surf the browser for you. They can go tab by tab. They can do agentic browsing for you. And what sets this apart is the fact that it works on your computer itself. So I've been playing around with this on my Mac earlier today. Now I'm playing around with it on Windows, and it works well on both devices. We're going to try increasing level of difficulty on these tasks to see how well it can perform, how well it can do. And then we're going to click over here and we can hit plus, and we're going to get a window that looks like this. This is just an application I installed on my desktop. I have a link in the description below if you want to check it out. And now we can just type in whatever we want it to do. We can also give it full control. We can have it run in the background. We can also see the history. We can get help. We can select a monitor. So if you have multiple monitors, you can do it that way. There is also schedules, so you can schedule out whatever you want it to do. And this next workflow, this next example I'm going to show you, might be something you want to actually use and then schedule out for maybe 1 a.m. Is it the fastest? No, but that's why schedules are kind of helpful. There's also workflows. So let's come here to tasks. Now we're going to enter a prompt inside of our tasks. But just to show you real quick, I have this folder in my downloads that is really messy. So I'm just going to copy the location. Honestly, it can figure it out. I'm just going to give it a little bit of help, especially if you're making a schedule. I can say, hey, go to my downloads folder every day. I want you to organize it. I want you to sort it. There's also something called the prompt helper. So I want you to go to here and then sort the files into subfolders, and we can hit start. So what the prompt helper is going to do, it's going to ask follow-up questions to try to give us the best prompt possible. So it says, hey, I can help with that. To create the best prompt, I need a bit of information, what criteria, what subfolder names, and should I create new subfolders if they don't already exist? So I'm going to just say 1 and 2, your choice. And for 3, yes, create them. Okay. So now it knows it can create those folders and everything else it can choose. So we're going to say use this prompt, and now we can hit go. What's going to happen is, in theory, and hopefully in practicality, it's going to open up the file explorer. And I'm going to just move over this box here. My monitor's really big. I'm just going to move this box over, and we can see it get to work. So it says I can see the current desktop with the file explorer open. It is now creating subfolders inside of our downloads folder called sort, and it's going to hopefully organize all these files into subfolders that just make sense. And it's, again, using AI to do all this step by step, and it's not the fastest. To be perfectly transparent, it's actually relatively slow, but that's why this whole scheduled task thing makes a lot of sense. Because in theory, you can just create a task, schedule it out, it's going to run in the middle of the night. You wake up in the morning, your downloads are all sorted for you. You might want to use this to sort emails or do whatever you want to do. It can do all of that. So you can see here, it's creating a folder, and hopefully it pulls it off this time. You can see a sub menu with the word folder option. It says, I'm going to click on folder, and it's creating one, and it's created a folder called documents. I'll be back once it's done creating all the folders so we can actually see how well it starts to sort them. So it is actually starting to move files over, and it says, hey, I'm moving my mouse of the image, and we're going to move it into the image folder. At least that's what it says on the right of what it's doing. And there you go. Look at that. It literally just dragged the the file into the image folder, which is crazy that it's capable of doing this. It has full control of my computer right now, and it's kind of fun. So it literally just took the video files, if you saw that, and moved them over to videos, and it is literally sorting the files in my download folder in sort accordingly. So it's putting them in documents, it's putting the proper images in images and the videos in videos, but the videos is not in the subfolder, it's literally going to videos. All right, so at any point in time, we can hit the pause button here, or we can put pause at the top, and now we have access, and we have just stopped it fully. We can see exactly what it's done, just like I showed you before, and we can just add a follow-up message and say, hey, can you actually do this now, or can you do that? We can just talk to it whatever we want it to do. So let's try another one. Let's make this a little bit more complex. Just like before, we're going to go to the prompt helper. I have this little prompt here. I want it to open up VS Code, open up a terminal, and then prompt to get Gemini CLI running. To just type in Gemini, and then I want it to work with Gemini to create a single page HTML game using threes.js. So just like before, the prompt helper is going to ask us questions back and forth. It's saying, hey, I can help with that, but to create the best prompt, I need to clarify a few things. So saying, hey, what should I use? Should I use a project, or do you have existing code? Or once we have it running, what do you want it to do? And I basically said, you're going to decide with Gemini just to make it fun. So we're going to hit send. And now, hopefully, it's either going to say, okay, we have our prompt, or it's going to ask us more questions. It happened to ask us some more questions just to really hone in and get the best prompt possible. So this time around, it says, great, I have most of the components, but I need to confirm a couple of details. So it says folder creation. It wants to know what folder name. It just won't give that up. So I said, okay, call it Team AI Game. And then I basically said, again, your choice. And I told it, just put Gemini in the terminal, and then you can talk to it to code, and it will do the coding, and you will manage it. So let's see this time around. No more follow-up questions, please. All right, we're good. Use this prompt. Go. You have full control again. You and Gemini are making a game.
5 minutes later.
All right, so it is now working. Is it perfect? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. You can see here, it is opening up my VS Code. It has my Team AI game folder, and it says I successfully opened it. You can see it in the little chat message above my head. However, in my VS Code, you can clearly see it's actually opened up the music folder, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to let it run anyway because I'm here, I'm watching it, and we can just see what happens. It now has a terminal open, and let's see if our AI model here, if Vi can hold and control Gemini, and we're going to see what happens. I want to move this over. I want to make it bigger so we can actually see what's going on, so we can see, okay, is it actually talking? All right, here we go. Perfect. I can see that Gemini CLI has started successfully, and it was executed, is now working. So this is what agents were made for. This is what AI agents were made for. So you can use one AI agent to control another one. So we have one controlling the computer, one controlling the code, and now you can see typed in a prompt, create a fun single page HTML game using Three.js, make it interactive and engaging with 3D graphics, include proper HTML. I went a little too fast. Let's see what it's going to do. It says, great, you can see it's responding, and now it has to give access to Gemini. Can it do that? Can one AI give access to the other? This is a test that I did play around with a little bit earlier today, but I wasn't using this. I was actually using anti-gravity, and that one was really fun. It worked pretty well. This one's a little bit harder because it has to go through the terminal, it has to do a little bit more to understand what it's doing. Can it pull it off? That's the question. And it was actually really funny earlier because Vi popped up a window saying, hey, I need permission. And then it basically said, yes, I will give you permission. Don't worry, Vi, I'll give you permission. It's like that meme where he's like patting himself on the back. Anyway, you can see here, I don't know what happened. It like changed VS Code window, and now it says Team AI Game. I have no clue what it just did. So that's kind of fun. And it says, okay, great. I can see VS Code is back, and there are multiple VS Code windows open, and I can see a thumbnail at the bottom of the screen. Let me click the right one. So let's see what it's able to do. Is it able to flip? For whatever reason, it flipped VS Codes, and it picked the wrong one, and it says it has a welcome screen now. Okay, so it's going to restart the process, but this time around in the correct folder that it made earlier before I started recording and showing you the whole music glitch. Well, guess what? It is back now, and it just happens to open up the correct folder. I'm doing nothing. I'm just kind of talking through it, talking with you guys, seeing what it's doing, and you can see it's like scrolling up and down. It has the folder open. Actually, no, now that I say this, it's under a folder called Downloads / Flappy Bird / Team AI Game. So it's not under the download folder like I told it, but it doesn't matter. Let's see if it's able to do it. It says directory, and can it type in Gemini now? Can we get our game going? Can you one AI work with the other, please? Where's the teamwork? Make it happen. All right, so all jokes aside, let's see. It says I can see the proper direct folder. There's no files, and now it's typing Okay, it's starting over. All right, it's going to work this time. Now it's going to wait 1 second. It says, hey, at the bottom, it's open. What are we going to do? It says I can see it is now active and it's ready for input, and it's asking for my message. So it's going to put in the same thing. And it says, wow, the prompt is pretty long. It says like HTML structure, style CSS for styling, and a game.js for a 3.js game logic. Save all the files to the current directory. So now Gemini is getting back to work for the second time around because Vi is a main boss and is putting it to work. And once again, it just has to say, yes, allow. Can it do that, please? All right, so it says it's going to open the file now to test it, but Gemini is not done. It needs it to click yes and allow. All right, we're going to do something real quick. I'm going to hit pause because you can do this. I'm just going to move this over here real fast. All right, so I said in the terminal, Gemini will ask you to allow. Please ensure you always allow and keep watching the terminal until Gemini is done. So now it knows, hey, please focus on the terminal for this task. Don't focus on everything else. Don't focus on the files. The files are not done. Don't jump ahead here. Just focus on your one task. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm messing up my little window. I'm sorry. All right. So now it's going to move the mouse to the terminal area. It says, okay, I can see it's waiting for the user confirmation. And I just had to give it a little bit of more information. And I guess if I put this in the original prompt and I said, hey, this is what you have to look out for, it probably would have done this without me having to stop it. All right, so Gemini has come back and said all the files have been created. Now our Vi is opening up the file directory, trying to find it so it can run it and we can actually see it actually working. So this is kind of cool. Vi is like, all right, the terminal is all done. Let's just move on with life. So it's going to the download folder. It is now underneath the Flappy Bird folder. So click that, please. Can you do it? It's going to say, I can't find it. I have no idea where I put the folder because it's looking for the AI folder. Hello? All right, hold on a second. Let me just give it an assist here. All right, can you find it now? Capture the screen. No, you got to capture it again. I just moved it on you. I think this is really cool technology, and it's really fun to play with, especially considering this is completely free with like your 1,000 credits a day. You can have a lot of fun with this, and some of the things you can do, like some of the scheduled tasks, can actually be pretty useful. So here's our actual game. I have no idea how to play it, and it is running. I wonder if it's going to attempt to play the game. That would be really cool. Actually, we should try to make it play a game before we end this video. So I can move my cursor back and forth, and that moves this big ball back and forth, and that's pretty much all that there is to it. We can see there is a green spear that can be controlled. The red enemy moves around, and there is a score counter somewhere, apparently. I don't know where the score counter is in the top left. So you can see Vi did work with Gemini to create a game after a little bit of help. So our prompt this time around is navigate to play2048.co and play the game until you get 2048. Ensure you play skillfully to win any failure, and I end my video recording of you controlling my computer. We can see here it is now on 2048 and it's going to begin playing the game. How well can it play? We will soon find out. I've tried this once before in the past and AI was terrible at playing this game. Let's see if it's improved at all on the Vi desktop controlling model. If you guys enjoy AI, I just want to remind you to subscribe. I cover AI on a daily basis, a lot of fun random stuff like this, and it has not made a single move yet. So it's pretty smart. I mean, if it never moves, it can't lose, right? So it makes, it just moved. Okay. So anyway, if you guys enjoy AI, I cover videos on a daily basis, all sorts of random fun stuff. If you guys enjoy this, just let me know in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you have any use case for this outside of like fun, or do you want to use it to like schedule to sort your downloads, to maybe sort your emails, or is that too risky? I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Always love to know what you guys think. And if you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Just tell the algorithm, hey, I enjoyed this type of content and I want to see more of it. So we can see here on the right, it is still playing. I don't know how long this will take. I could probably leave and like come back because it's going to be a while. It took a while, but the game is finally over. It never got 2048, it got 128, and that's the best it can do. Pretty cool application. As I mentioned, link in the description below. Subscribe if you like AI, like the video, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow with another AI video.
So waiting in the hall right there. AI tools, AI news, AI prompts you can use. It's all for free, just come and see at FranklinAI.com where you're meant to be.